Welcome to the GoGCast, brought to you by Mad Cats, all about the game. An XSplit broadcaster, simple yet powerful, live streaming and recording. And now, your host, Leah.
To another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. This is episode number 84, and we're doing something a little different here this evening. I got Kat with me. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. Sorry, I was muted because I'm just throwing some shade in chat.
That's fine. Shade is allowed. And you're all probably wondering who this beautiful individual is. This is my husband, Michael.
What's up, everyone? Beautiful. I like that. We can keep rolling with that.
We can keep rolling with that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's the reason we played the Tragically Hip.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You're welcome.
I understand what there has to be one thing wrong with him, right? Besides that he likes to leave. So anyways, that's another can of worms. We're here to talk video games because that's what we do and that's what we like. And especially this evening, Mike's on the show because he was a VR noob. And
I'd like to think I still am a VR noob.
Well, we put this on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it got weird.
Yeah, it got weird. Kat got to put it on her head as well and test it out.
And I got pukey.
Yeah, there we go. But more of that is coming. So yeah, some little backstory. So yes, Michael is my husband. And he is the host of a wonderful, wonderful podcast called the Sneaker Podcast. Mike,
I bet you can't wonder what it's about.
No, not at all.
No.
Mikey, you got the floor. Promo your gear.
Oh, I get the floor. What is like a 30-second plug kind
Yeah,
of
do
deal?
your thing.
Or,
do your
okay.
thing. Mm-hmm.
Mike D, host of the Sneaker Podcast. You can get us on iTunes and Podbean and Google Play, and you can also follow us on Instagram at the Sneaker Podcast or follow us on Twitter at the Sneaker Pod. And we just like to educate people on the sneaker world. You know, not everyone's really keen on sneakers like I am. I kind of have a little bit of a thing. I wouldn't call it an addiction, but it's an addiction. But we'll call it something else.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how I am about video games, Michael is about sneakers.
That's right.
That's how this works. The reverse roles. He's got shoes, I got games. It kind of works out.
I don't complain. She doesn't complain.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
It works.
What can you do? It's all good. All right. So we're going to talk about what everybody's playing right now besides the PSVR. Kat, what games you been gaming in the past little while?
I'm still on Forza Horizon 3. Just having a hard time getting console time, so I'm not as far as I would normally be. And also after launch, my PC version got a bit unstable.
Oh no!
Yeah. There's a bug where every time I enter the garage, the game crashes. And I like to enter the garage to put looks of disapprovals on all my cars. So if it crashes, I can't do that. So I'm playing on Xbox One right now. The only thing I don't like about playing on Xbox One is the loading times are crazy long.
Oh yeah?
I have the day one edition. I don't have any of the new fancy ones that are like...
Oh, the console yourself you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's just like the game takes forever to load. It's beautiful. It runs smoothly once it's loaded, but it takes a while. As on PC, it's like so much quicker. It's probably because I have a SSD. And other than that, I've been playing Deus Ex Go in the metro on my commute.
Isn't it great?
Oh, it's amazing. I can't believe it took me this long to get the Go games. Like, they were on sale. They were like $2.60 a piece. And then I found out that because I'm subscribed to the Google Play Music, I get an extra 10% off everything, even stuff that's on sale. So I went a bit app crazy. So I bought a bunch of games. I want to try. I got Final Fantasy Bravious. What is this called? Anyway, there's a new one. Yeah, there's a new mobile Final Fantasy game, and it's a new game, new story, everything. But you can get like some of the classic characters for your party, and the combat system, from what I saw, looks a lot like a Valkyrie Profile, which is a game I really loved. So the only problem is the Final Fantasy game, that one in Mobius, you need to be connected to Wi-Fi and the internet, so I can't really play my commute. So I was trying to play on my lunch hour, but I got my coworkers addicted to Mario Kart 8, so...
What you gonna do?
Racing at night in Forza, racing at lunch at Mario Kart 8. Yeah, just some tensions in the office with a few blue shells being thrown, you know what I mean.
Speaking of like in the office gaming, and you know, I'm not in a traditional office either. Yeah, Ali 8-Bit Blonde had this great idea to install Stardew Valley on her computer at work, and I might have done that too. So there goes my lunchtime.
Great.
Mike.
Can I say what game I've been playing?
Yes, that is the voice of God, our
Yes.
technical producer extraordinaire.
Everyone knows what
Big
it's
voice, my
about.
friend.
I've been playing way too much Destiny right now. For a guy who's never played a shooter on console, I am 100% hooked on Destiny, and I'm in love with this game so hard, so much. You have no idea how much I love this game.
Nice.
Like, it is the perfect time to buy it, because, like, there's the 3 expansions and all that kind of stuff, and all the DLCs happening, so it is, like, the perfect time to buy the game right now that Rise of Iron came out. There's so much content, and, like, I've been having a blast with, I actually been playing it quite a bit with,
Alice?
yes, Alice.
Yay!
Alice in Spaceland, so very much fun. And yes,
you guys-
Albinor, I am a heretic, but I don't care. I'm watching CS:GO while I play Destiny. How's that? Is that good enough?
That's pretty good.
Wow.
You
Yeah,
should
pretty good.
stream that with Alice. That would be
Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe Wednesday when she plays, you'll hear the voice of God with her. Who knows?
Ooh.
Speak to me, my friend.
Oh, really? Hello, Mike. Actually, it's Catherine on top of you, so it's kind of weird when you look up.
Okay, it's like the Brady Bunch, right?
Oh yeah, it is exactly.
Totally. All right, Mike.
That's awesome.
What games you been gaming?
What have I been playing? I've been sticking kind of to the PlayStation 4 lately. Why? Because I've been playing MLB The Show 2016. I'm a big MLB fan, hence the hat. Shout out to the Blue Jays playing right now. I'm missing the game, but this is worth it. Anyways, I've been playing MLB The Show. Wow, what a great game compared to the last few years, I want to say. It's so different. It's so... the way that the players move and the way that it's designed, it looks amazing. And I'm also playing NBA 2K16. I know I'm not playing 17. I got to go out there and drop that money.
Yeah.
We'll see if the boss will let me.
One thing that's amazing, I must say, the MLB The Show games, like, there is no game that looks more realistic than the baseball game.
Yeah,
like, if you want to see the power of the PS4 and how realistic something they get, it's borderline creepy.
Yeah. And seeing that I'm a big sneaker guy, NBA 2K16, they have like a lot of good sneakers that I like on there, but NBA 2K17, they 3D scanned all of the sneakers to put in the game, so they look even more realistic than they do already, which is really cool.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Details.
dropping some knowledge.
Some hardcore details right there.
That's right.
You sneakerheads out there.
That's
Me, I've been still playing Paper Mario Color Splash, which the review went up on the website. You can check that out. I'm still working on Yokai Watch 2, and of course, this has been... I actually took a day off work today
It's
to
true.
play more of this.
Yeah.
Because I only have this for a limited amount of time. I got to send it back to the nice friends at PlayStation Canada.
Shout out to PlayStation.
So yeah. We got to talk about the news. Kat, did you hear the big news today?
Is it about like the sunset and like characters against the sunset, cowboy, whatever, like Rockstar games? Like, oh my god!
Yeah, I'm squeeing a little on the inside because I'm pretty sure in another life I was a cowboy / cowgirl / whatever works. But I was a gun-slinging, horse-riding motherfucker. Yes.
That's right.
Red Dead Redemption hype is real. And Rockstar is, of course, fueling this fire. Yesterday, they tweeted, just red background with the Rockstar logo, kind of eroded, grungy looking. Today, they released an image of 7 cowboy-style silhouettes on a pretty sunset. Still got that red in the background, but totally, it's got to be pointing to the direction of Red Dead. Has to be. We've been waiting for this for so long. Rumor mill has been like hardcore running, talking about Red Dead. It's time. It's time.
Yeah, if you look at the cycle, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and they're, even though they're like still servicing with online and content, that cycle's gonna eventually peter out. Like they must have a team working on Red Dead. It's gotta be.
They have to. They're making this girl real happy. Michael, are you a fan of Red Dead?
Okay, now before I start getting the hate mail, give me a second to speak, okay? I tried it, I plugged it in, I played for like 2 hours, and I was so bored.
What?
I was
It's
so
wrong
bored.
with you?
I don't know.
How did I marry this kid?
I don't know, okay? You don't have to. So welcome to the Boys on Games podcast. I'm kidding. Anyways, I wasn't a huge fan of it, and I also played Red Dead Undead and still wasn't a big fan. So it's not my kind of game, maybe.
The thing I like about it is like, how many cowboy games do you see? They're so rare. So rare. And it seems like the perfect time space to play in because there's so many movies about it. You know, the lack of technology. Like people usually go back even further. You know, of course, doing the fantasy stuff and all that thing, Knights of the Round Table, all that jazz. Like we see more of that than we do see cowboys, and it just seems like a natural fit for video games.
I love westerns too, which is a weird thing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You can't like it all.
maybe Red Dead 2 will have to be the one that'll get me.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Not only like of course it's a big deal, but it's such a big deal that like Twitter was blowing up, of course. As you expect.
When is it
But
not?
to the point that like this dude on Twitter, his Twitter name is ZHugeX. He was tweeting all and screen grabbing like the stats from when Red Dead like blew up in the charts and everybody was talking about it on Twitter and it was trending. And it's kind of impressive to see one game. Oh, we lost to Catherine.
God?
God.
I just have a cat. She just completely disconnected for some reason.
Did her cat, you know what happens to poor cat? Dimitri.
Her cat steps on the computer.
Yeah. So the power button's on the top of the computer. The cat stands on the computer, steps on it, bops it.
Yeah.
She'll be back in a second.
For now, all we're seeing is your faces and Leah's chest. So that's pretty much all we're seeing. It looks like Mike is on top of Leah. That's actually pretty. Mike, move to the other side. Move a bit closer to Leah. No, move closer to Leah. There we go.
Weird stuff happening. Weird stuff. Sorry, guys.
Things are getting weird. You shouldn't have me on. Come on.
Kelly, back in a minute. So you're not a big fan of westerns, but would you be willing to give it another go?
I'd be willing. You know, I think I just have to sit there and just focus, have nothing to do, and just power through it.
Was it, now I do, like Red Dead, I do find that like the lead up into getting the game started can be a little slow. Do you think that was the reason it didn't hook you?
Maybe I didn't even get past that.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
It's very possible that I just, you know what, it's the getting on the horse and going here and then coming back and then going here and then coming back and then going somewhere else.
And you didn't even make it to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's like the most intense. Yeah,
you go to Mexico?
Yeah, you would go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And not our wedding type Mexico.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably like the down point in the game because it's ridiculously long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the thing is it's a skin.
long game.
It is. It's a decent sized game. The thing is I find that Red Dead, it's almost like his Grand Theft Auto like put into that time.
Okay.
So it kind of works, but maybe you just didn't get to the right spot where you actually got into the fun of things. And then it's got like this like bullet time thing where it slows down. I don't remember what it's actually technically called. Do you, Simon?
I can confirm that Dimitri stepped on Kat's computer, so that's why she's offline. So she'll be back in a sec.
No worries. But yeah, it has this like bullet time mechanic where it slows everything down so that you can mark your targets.
I like that.
Yeah.
And there's like a bullet time thing in NBA.
Oh yeah?
Not NBA, sorry. MLB.
MLB. Oh right, yeah, there is.
Right? That was new, added to 2016, then 2015. When you're an outfielder and you grab the ball, it'll like slow you down. You have to kind of like aim at the place you want to shoot throw the ball.
Yeah.
And then if you get it, you get it. If you don't, look out.
Hey!
Look who's back.
Sorry.
That was wasn't it?
You know what? I close the door. I try to keep stuff off the button, and somehow he ends up in here and presses on it anyway. It's just.
I can imagine the curses that come out of your mouth when he does.
Let's just say there's a lot of church words said in a very thick Quebec accent. Yes.
There you go.
Going back to my Red Dead redemption phase. Few hours. Like Craig is saying in the chat, you could play poker for like ever.
I know.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
And I did that, I think, more than actually play the game. Whatever.
Gotta play the game. All right, next time that'll be the thing, is me making sure that Michael plays Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
And he gets redeemed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Redemption.
Whoa.
You know what? You said you played 2 hours and got bored.
Yeah.
How about you try to double it for the 4 hour? Like that's like maybe like an afternoon. And if you're still bored, then it's official you don't like the game.
I'm willing to put in the time.
I've given GTA a lot of tries. You know, I used to play the original, the Top View one. I tried Vice City. I tried 3. And by San Andreas came out, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just face it. This game is not for me. So,
yeah.
And I get a lot of flack for not liking GTA, but I gave it the old baseball try.
Old baseball try. Okay. So because of this hype and everybody is posting all these crazy stuff about Red Dead. Kotaku posted this article, 47 terrible name suggestions for the new Red Dead Redemption. I'm not going to read them all, but there's some pretty good ones here. Red Dead Remuneration, Red Dead Redaction, Red Dead Rendition,
Rehydration,
Rejection. Oh my God. River Dance, Red Dead River Dance. Hey, Michael is dancing right now. Okay. Pretty awesome. Red Dead Retreat. And then they had one just for shits and giggles because it's freaking topical. Red Dead Westworld. Because that's what everybody's watching right now. And it's all everybody's talking about. Anyways, go to Kotaku. It's pretty funny. I had a good giggle.
Red Dead Reduction. That's funny.
All right, Kat, I know you got some news about some cars.
Yeah, I think it was a publicity stunt by a car rental place. They took a BMW i8 and wrapped it all in Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then they drove around Miami and they filmed it. And the guy from the rental space was just like talking about the car and how it drives and whatever. And then they filmed some of the reaction of the people around them, like just as they drive through Miami. And the reaction is so like underwhelming. People are just like, oh, okay. Or just like, okay, snap photo and just move on. Like nobody's like, holy shit. So it's a bit weird. And I gotta say that I think my designs in Forza Horizon 3 are way better.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
I'm gonna
There's a video in the link that I posted, and there's a dude who's test driving the car, but I think he's more test driving the car because it's a BMW i8. But like he's like, yeah, the graphics are on point. I'm like, it's just like they slapped Pokemon.
It's like they put a big sticker on it.
It's all it is. It's like the sticker
it's a wrap.
It's the wrap, yeah. So the one cool thing that I think is in the middle of the mags, which are all black, is the Pokemon Pokeball.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I just noticed that.
Like if I had an all black car, I would do that. I would put just like that little hint. That's like that little accent.
I'd do that. I'd be
It's
down for that.
sneaky nerdy going in there.
But taking an i8, just all yellow and then just slapping random Pokemons on it? No, that's not how you wrap a car.
Hey, at least they're the original Pokemon and not the new Pokemon. I give them props for that.
Yeah, it looks like they're all original ones. I think it's actually for Pokemon Go is why they did it, because of the Pokemon. What is it? Pokemon Hunter. That's what it says on the side. Kind of crazy. There's also, when you're watching the video of the gentleman driving the car, there's like a dude driving by next to him with his camera phone. And he's just like, he's supposed to be driving. Just saying. He's supposed to be driving his car.
Well, that's like, if the police see this video, they can send you a ticket, a retroactive ticket. There's
Totally.
video evidence. I don't know about the law in Miami, but here they would find a way to give you a ticket.
Yeah, totally. Michael, you're going to have to tell Bowie to get off the bed.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Bowie is
Don't worry.
like trying to push all the stuff down because both his parents are here doing stuff, and he's decided he wants to be in him.
We can't control our pets tonight.
That's okay.
No,
He's
he
good.
tried to eat our chicken pot pie earlier. So, yeah.
Good job, Fatty.
That's all I can do. Yeah, that's what we call him now. It's Fatty. All right, and the last thing on the news. Oh, that wasn't the only thing that happened in the past 2 weeks. I know we weren't here last week. Apologies. It was Canadian Thanksgiving. But this was what I found interesting. So once upon a time, Metallica wanted to make a video game, and it wasn't a beat game. It was actually called Damage Inc. It was a post-apocalyptic driving adventure game. Sorry about the dog breathing. It was in development back in 2003 by BlackRock Studios, who don't exist anymore. It was designed for the PS4, and the game was never formally announced except for a trailer that was released on the Saint Anger album. It was going to feature Metallica music.
That was a horrible album, by the way.
Well, maybe that's why the game didn't work.
Yeah, it was bad.
You said designed for the PS4, but it's actually designed for the PS2.
I have PS4 on the brain. And look, my phone's ringing. It's
That's
like
okay.
I can't have a show here
Nobody's
today.
home.
Nobody's home.
No.
So yeah, they managed to show some of the in the article. This also came from Kotaku as well. That some gameplay resurfaced. So I went back and watched the trailer, which was a trailer of just like nonsense, like, like a traditional just teaser trailer. You can't even call it a trailer. It was more like announcing the game. And then the gameplay footage felt something straight up out of Mad Max meets Twisted Metal meets Grand Theft Auto. I mean, I think it's pretty awesome that Metallica went there, but it's too bad that they couldn't like get it past the gate.
And usually Metallica will follow through with everything they did. Like, look, they actually released Saint Anger. It was horrible. It was really bad.
They released it.
Yeah, I don't think they made a record after that for like 10 years.
But what I found really interesting about this story, besides the fact that it was Metallica, the art was really dope, all this kind of stuff that they had, is that when the gentleman who was doing the gameplay demo was also giving a little bit of history about the game. His name is Andrew Broman. He's from P2P Online. And when he breaks down the history, he actually mentions that VU Games was trying to stop production of this title. And interestingly enough, VU Games is Vivendi Universal, which we know right now is in the news because of Ubisoft. So apparently they have a thing for taking over and killing stuff. I hope that doesn't happen to our friends at Ubi.
Yeah. That'd be bad.
Kat, would you have played a Metallica game?
Probably not. Let's talk about my history with beat games. No, actually, let's talk
It's not a beat game.
Lack of beat, my extreme white.
It's not a beat game. It's a Twisted Metal, Mad Max, Grand Theft Auto driving / you can get out of the car / it actually more stories about what was in the video.
I was wrong. It wasn't 10 years.
My bad. Okay. You got it wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, more details is that they actually tried to, and they wanted to, the company, the developer wanted to use some of the code to make a Mad Max game, because if you watch it, it's really similar, like just like driving around in the desert to Mad Max. And yeah, they weren't able to do that. They were shut down. But I mean, the new Mad Max is better. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know why I assume it was a beat game, but I would probably not play that game anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it's up your alley.
I also think that everything that Metallica makes is gimmicky. I'm throwing shade.
Nowadays is gimmicky.
Back in the day?
Yeah, their old stuff, I'll give them mad props for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saint Anger was horrible. Sorry, it was just that bad. They had to make it seem like it was really, really good, and they made a documentary on how they made the record and how they got a new bass player after they after Jason Newsted left.
Yep.
And they got Ozzy's bass player, Robert Trujillo. Anyways.
Look at the man with the knowledge.
Yeah, got a little bit
the man with the knowledge.
Got a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, hashtag Metallica Gimmicky 2016.
Thanks, Greg. Love it. All right. And then, of course, the topic of the show, which is also a ginormous news article because it just released, is this, my friends. So we're joking around that when you are using this, you log into the Matrix, and that's kind of what it feels like.
It does.
It does. So yeah, I tried to, for the purpose of our podcast here today, and also to get different perspectives, even prior to me writing my review, is I wanted to get 3 different types of people who have encountered PSVR. Kat and I both played before, but I was more on the hype train. Kat was on the not train, mostly because of velocity issues. She gets motion sickness pretty easily. But we have also both tried Oculus, HTC Vive, and this when it was in demo mode at different events. Michael here never ever touched VR before in his life. He barely even tried anything like on a Google Glass or Google Cardboard.
Nothing cardboard, nothing. I haven't tried anything VR until
this weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the idea, because I know my perspective and I know my understanding of games and tech and, video editing and all that kind of stuff. I know Kat's side of it. I wanted a noob. I wanted somebody totally from the outside. Though he does know how to play video games, so Mike has that background.
Yeah.
He's not totally new. We did put it on our friend's head who doesn't play video games, Phil, and that was quite entertaining to watch. Yeah, quite entertaining to watch. But yeah, I want to get your guys' perspective on and what your thoughts were on the experience. Let's talk about the hardware to start. This is what everybody sees, okay? This is the PSVR unit for those people who are listening. I have it in my hands. Just the headpiece. Now, what also comes in the box is a slew of cables, a transformer box that sits right next to your PlayStation. It actually looks really similar to your PlayStation. It connects through USB to the front of your PlayStation. It's got a bunch of cables. 2 HDMIs come into this thing through the cable. This little piece here is the audio adjuster for you to plug in headphones. You can plug in pretty much any type of headphones. This is the only way you get 3D audio is if you use that, which is really cool in game, especially when you get immersive. Like
Really
you actually,
cool.
you turn your head, the audio changes around.
It's crazy.
So yeah, Kat, I want to get your perspective first. How you felt about the hardware as a whole to start.
It was heavy.
Really?
Yeah, I found it got a bit heavy and uncomfortable after a while. It's not the most uncomfortable because I've tried the Oculus Rift SDK. So that was like a very prototype, like it wasn't calibrated right. It wasn't the final material and it was heavy. And I found that like I played for a good 2 hours straight. And I found that at the end, I was just like, I really needed to get it off my face. It wasn't like suffocating. It was just like, I couldn't stand just having all that to the front of my face. It was just like,
It's hot.
It gets hot. It gets sweaty.
Wait, no, hold on. Let me rephrase that. The unit doesn't get hot. The unit.
No.
It's the fact that you've got something on your face right here, and then you have headphones on. It gets warm.
It does, and like I didn't think the piece up top of the head would be so like I felt it more on my face than I was expecting, and yeah, and I'm not sure like if I installed it right, but at one point I think sometimes it would slip, and I think it was the sweat. Honestly, I think it was the sweat that would make it slip, and I would have to bring it back, and then I was just hyper aware of it on my face. So I was like in and out of, I'm fine, I'm immersed, I'm having a great time, to like, okay, I can't see straight anymore, everything is blurry, I gotta move this, and then I'm hyper aware of the fact that I have this giant piece of plastic on my face.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think maybe you didn't have it on completely right.
Probably.
The first time I wore it too, I felt really loose. And then you watch the demo when you put the headset on and it shows you how to adjust it. If you bring it right down, like it feels pretty good and pretty solid on your head. And I've gotten to become a wizard on how to like do other things while wearing that. Because you can't see much, but you can at least slide the visor out a bit so you got a little bit of peripheral vision. Mike, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts initially when I put it on, it took me a little bit. It was comfortable. I thought it was comfortable on my head. It took me a few minutes to kind of find the sweet spot, I want to say, because when you have it on your face and you're looking through it, you kind of have to adjust it. And then there's this button on the side, if you can see this, where you can adjust and move it closer to your face and not move it closer to your face. So I found that was kind of tricky, getting the sweet spot so I could see clear, because it would look blurry at some points if I didn't have it up. But I agree with Catherine where it's kind of front heavy. You know, if you're holding your head there for such a extended period of time, you'll start to move your head down. And you'll start to look more down than actually straight. So, but the hardware looks good. This wire, if you're paying $800 for something, I think it should be wireless.
It's not the unit itself in Canada. This piece with the converter costs you $4 something. But when you add on, you got to buy Move controllers and you got to buy the camera and everything. Because you need all those things to get the full experience.
Yes, yeah, for sure. But when I did put it on and I did have it set up, I was blown away.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk about the actual in-game experience, once you got the gear on. So, Michael, yes, you were the guinea pig in all of this. What did you expect? Sorry, I'm just going to move the keyboard so I can lay it down. What did you expect prior to going into the headset versus when you got locked?
Okay, so having not tried any VR ever, like the Google Cardboard or whatever, anything like that, or the Oculus Rift, I've never tried anything like that. So my expectations were a little, I don't want to say low, but I'm like, okay, it's virtual reality. How good could this possibly be? Everyone's freaking out about it. And I'm like, I've always been kind of the guy that's been like, okay, I'll try it out. We'll see what happens. But when I did put it on, I was blown away. I was blown away. It looks really good. I think over time, it might get to be, I don't know if they come out with a different version of this or something, it'll be a lot more, I don't want to say clear, but just sharper. It looks sharp. It looks great, but it doesn't look like my 4K TV.
Of course not. Of course not.
It's
No,
different.
the processing, and that's something that they obviously have to take into account. They're using a PS4 as the processing unit.
Okay.
A lot of processing it takes to spit out 3D because you actually have to produce the image twice.
Yeah. So there was that, and I was just blown away. It looks good. I was expecting possibly like a Wii looking thing. You know what I mean? Like a Nintendo kind of, that's your virtual reality. You get to try it out and see whatever. But when I put it on and I actually got into a game, for the first, let's say, 10 minutes, I was at the starting menu of like, I'm sure it's probably the
VR
game,
Worlds.
VR Worlds.
Yeah. So
I haven't even got in the game yet. And I'm like, whoa.
I have a
Oh
video
my
of
God.
it. It's kind of hilarious.
And then there's like, before you choose the games, there's like this little ball thing that's in front of you, and you could hit it, and you could actually like stick your head into it. Oh, it's so cool. I was like a kid on Christmas. I didn't want to give it up.
Now, Catherine, you had hands-on with the PSVR unit at some demo moments, but of course, those are all guided tours. They really tell you, what did you think of it yourself? Because I pretty much just like got you geared up and then walked away.
Yeah, it was also my first time with the Move controllers, because when I tried it, it was a game that I was playing with a regular controller.
Okay.
And to give some context, we're using your PS4, which is a day one also.
Yeah. Yeah,
we got it on launch. So it's not PS Pro, it's not PS Slim.
Well, they're not out yet.
Processing power, it's like you can have an old PS4 and plug it in, and I'm like, I was impressed by that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the quality that it spits out, even as a basic unit, was really good. It wasn't a realistic experience per se, but it was a good immersive experience, and I think that's important in game design, is like for your immersion, you don't need your game to be realistic. I really liked, I played the Batman one.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that. I felt like I was really in a Batman like cartoon. Even if it's not cartoony, but it's the look of like that they use in Injustice and in Arkham. Mark Hamill is the Joker. You know that what I'm talking about. But I felt like immersed in that world, and I didn't feel it needed to be realistic. It was very well reactive. You turned your head. There was no delay. That's for sure. Like, I was really impressed by what it did with what it had, to be honest. But I still got motion sick.
So you did that, and you also played London Heist, right? Which is one that I played at Fan Expo, not this year, the year before. But this is like a more fleshed out version. Like, what I played was just the chase scene. You played something that was much more involved than that.
Yeah, I played the intro, the beginning of the heist when things go down. So you're kind of like sitting at a desk and you're caught in a gunfight, and then you're sitting in a car. And then you're shooting motorists, like cars and people on bikes and whatever. And it got, at one point I was just like, I couldn't get through it, and I was like, let's just try another game. But it wasn't as motion sickness inducing as I thought it would be. For it to be in a car, like driving and having to shoot, maybe it's because I was so focused on hitting the targets. But yeah, it must have been funny seeing me like just sitting there trying to duck and trying to like hit a car, like shoot people behind me and things like that. It must have been.
Well, it didn't seem that it didn't seem odd, because the beauty about the way they've got the PSVR geared up is that we could see what you were doing on the screen at the same time. So we saw everything. So when you turned and looked, we saw the perspective you were getting, which is really neat. Yeah. Mike, you played Until Dawn Rush of Blood a bit.
Yeah, that was fun for the 30 seconds that I played and got too scared and had to take it off. No, but for real, it's pretty freaky, especially when you have the whole 360. You can look around everywhere, and just as soon as you look here and turn back, there's someone right here, and it just scared the crap out of me. It kind of made me a little bit motion sick, because when you're playing the game, it's like you're shooting stuff. And you're on like a roller coaster, right? So you're like going down, you're going up, you're going around, and it's a bit much after a while. I could see why they don't put a lot of that into it. But yeah, It was crazy.
You look like you're killing some pretty creepy looking lava.
I was killing
creatures.
something. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, so that's a scary one for all those horror fans out there. I think my game of the whole unit, the whole set, we got sent all 16 games, I think, that came out at launch. I know it's a lot to play in a weekend. Is Thumper, which is this like beat style game, but you're racing down a track and the art is beautiful. The music is great. It's like this industrial tech. I don't even know. What would you call it, Mike?
I don't know. So when you were playing that, I was watching on the TV and watching what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, oh, it looks so good. I'm like, it doesn't really look that good. Then I put the VR on, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and this is a game that you can play normally, and it's just like a racing track beat game where you have to press the button one time and turn and whatever. But like when you've got the headset on and you're in it and it's moving so fast, it feels so much bigger. It like engulfs your whole senses.
Yeah.
And if you've got a headset on and it's good enough to cut out the other stuff that's around you, you are in it. Like there's no other way for me to explain it. You feel like you're there and you forget about everything else. When I game lately, there's always like my phone next to me or Michael, or I hear the dog or like that kind of stuff. When you do this, there are no distractions because you're cut off from everything.
Yeah. And that's what I liked about the VR. I like how it really cuts off. You do not see anything beside you, nothing. You are blacked out. And I actually took the time and went on YouTube.
Yeah.
And watched some YouTube videos with the VR. And basically you feel like you're in a blacked out room with just a massive TV screen in front of you. It's really cool.
So you could Mike was lying down at one point, staring straight up, watching YouTube videos.
you can adjust it, right? So I got a little bit lazy. I'm not gonna lie. So sitting on the couch, I put my head back and I reset the VR so my screen was there, and it was so cool.
Yeah, the resetting the VR is really key.
Yeah,
that's a good. Did you get to try that out much, Catherine, in order to get your orientation right when you were not in a game that was VR?
I mostly did games. I was having issues just seeing there were notifications, and
yes,
it's just I was it's like I didn't know to tilt my head. I would just look in the corner. I'm like, I can't see this, but it's like you're wearing a VR headset. Tilt your just look up, bitch.
But yeah, that's definitely the experience you get when you're using the in-game the PlayStation menu. Any game that is not a VR game is you just look like you're in a black theater.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I actually tried a little bit of NBA 2K16, and it was really cool. I liked how I had a 300-inch TV in front of me. That's what it made it feel like. It was really, really cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, let's get into issues and things to improve, because Kat brought it up, the notifications. So as you get trophies in-game, you hear the alert, but nothing comes up on screen.
So yesterday I was playing, and I kept asking, what I get? Because I can hear the notification going off my headphones, and I could not see anything.
Yeah, so the folks at PlayStation are obviously gonna have to figure that out, because it's always cool to know what trophy you get and what it was instead of having to go back and look afterwards, because I forget.
Yeah, or take off your headset.
Yeah, but alerts and stuff like that. Now, mind you, I wasn't ever playing with anybody else, but when you get notifications and somebody's online, that kind of stuff, there's nothing that pops up on screen right now. Kat, what would you improve, or issues that you found that could be easy fixing?
Yeah, I would improve some UI stuff. Just find better ways for you to flip between applications. The fact that there's no notification. Yeah, or sometimes I wasn't too sure how to work the Move controllers, and then at one point the moved controllers unsynced, or the controller was logged into your profile and it wouldn't work anymore. And when you have the headset on and you're in the game menu and your controller stopped working, and you're just press X, or just hit the trigger and you'll select the game mode, and I'm like, it's not working. You have to take off the headset.
Yeah.
And then when you take off the headset, you see the TV, and it's not, the TV shows what you see. So if your headset is up, the TV
it's all whack.
Is all whack, and I'm just come on, how do I fix these?
Yeah.
It was when it came to troubleshooting simple shit, just like, oh, I need to log into my account with this controller or resync this controller. The fact that you have this giant thing that blacks out everything.
Yeah.
And I was stuck in a game and my controller was unresponsive. So it's not like I could hit the PS button and go back to the home screen. I was just like, I felt like a sitting duck.
Yeah. I
Turn
became
off the headset and
I became a wizard of just peripheral vision in
Like
that
pulling it out
I
here?
pulled this out, the headset out, and I was able to see a little bit, but I would set myself up in my space. By the way, that clicking is going to be really loud.
I know. Sorry, sorry God.
Sorry, God. Sorry, editing gods. I had my space set up where I always knew where my remote was, and I always knew where my move controllers were. And it gives me a whole new respect for folks who are hard of seeing.
Yeah.
Like having that cut off, like that's intense. And like too, if you like do push it up on your head enough so you can see this, like you said, the screen is so whack, everything's moving that it's hard to control.
See, I think that if they can make this, right?
Yeah.
Why can't they make this?
The
You know?
rotate?
Have it flip up so you can still have it on your head and you can still look around and do your thing, but just drop it down and you're good to go.
Yeah, okay. So what Michael's talking about is a hinge. So
Yeah,
it
like
flips
a
up.
hinge right here. I think it would be great.
Yeah, so that's tip
But
number.
Another thing, Kat, like you were saying about the whole controls and everything, when I was playing with the Move controllers, I want the Move controllers to have like a little toggle on it so you could tell it where to go, like left and right kind of deal, right?
You mean like analog sticks?
Yes, because when you go, because you can access the PlayStation, you can hit the PlayStation button off the Move controllers, right?
Mhm.
And pull out of the game. But once you're there, you cannot move.
Yeah, that's true. We couldn't figure out how to
You
move
cannot
around
go
the
left
menu.
and right
So
to choose
that's
different applications.
Yeah, that's where you get stuck in that you're like, I can't resync the
Where's my
the
controller
view,
kinda deal.
Yeah, you're doing this. No.
Yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't, there's no motion. It's not like the Kinect where I can
Or- yeah, you
use
can-
my hand to.
Yeah.
I guess the PS camera comes with voice commands, so I guess we should learn those voice commands.
Yeah, I guess so. The thing is like that. I guess that's UI. We have two other consoles that we can manipulate that way. The Wii U, we could do it. Wii U, of course, and then the Xbox Kinect could do it. So it gets a little unintuitive. Like I kept like moving things and being like, do I use this like a wand? Now, mind you, the Move controllers are from the PS3 generation. So maybe they just tacked it on. Maybe now if this really picks up, they'll do another upgrade to them or, like something new if it picks up. But essentially they were designed for the PS3.
True.
Even the charge ports, like you can't use the same cable to charge your Move remotes as you can your normal controller.
Yeah, they're gonna need to upgrade that hardware.
100%.
Yeah. Something else I noticed when I was playing today, because I was getting so ridiculously warm while I was playing, I was trying to have a glass of water, and that's a little difficult with this on.
Yeah.
Because you'll like smack it off the bottom of here.
Again, that's why we need
the
the hinge.
hinge. All right, PlayStation.
Everyone, get that trending. Hashtag the hinge.
All right, so we talked about the alerts, motion sickness, obviously. I felt that more in games that were really movement heavy. Anytime that I had to move and things were kind of like blurring, that's when I got motion sickness or that weird pit in my stomach. But then other times it wasn't even the pit in my stomach from motion sickness. It's because shit was jumping out at me.
Yeah.
Like in the Batman game, which I saw a cat finish, so I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was still all sketched out at the end when things were like popping up and I didn't know what to do.
Oh, when the Joker just appears,
Yeah.
even I was just like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, exactly.
But you were also saying that when you were playing and you were, okay, I'm going to say what my friend John G says. Shout out to John G. He goes, in the Matrix when you have this thing on, okay?
Yeah.
So when you came out of the Matrix, that's when you felt a little weird too.
Yeah.
It takes a second to kind of get back into reality,
Yeah, one day when we all snap into the Matrix.
Hashtag the hinge.
But I want to say something about motion sickness. Is like that's a physiological problem.
Mhm.
Like I'm sick on planes, I'm sick on cars, I'm sick on boats, and that's because when my eyes see movement, but my body doesn't feel the movement, I'm automatically going to be motion sick. And like there are people that can be in a car and play video games and read and shit, and I have to just sit there and stare out a window or shit goes to hell. So there's nothing, like I feel like there's nothing that they can do with VR that will make it playable for me. You know what I mean? It's like virtual reality for somebody who's blind, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, you can make beat games, you can make auditory games. There's haptic feedbacks and controllers, but they're never going to put on a VR headset because it requires eyes. I feel like people that are like me that have acute motion sickness, unless we kind of like pop a gravel or something or a shit ton of ginger for playing, but I'm not going to play something that makes me sick. You know, I can't I have problems with FPS for motion sickness. When I play Forza, I never play first person view in the car pit because my motion sickness kicks in. So I actually have to like have the third view with the car in the back so that my brain doesn't fuck up. So that's my big issue with VR. That's like, it's not for me because my body cannot take it.
Now,
my brain is like,
compared to other VR units that you've tried in the past and even other experiences with the PlayStation VR, did you get as sick, not as sick, more sick?
well, I avoid games that make me sick because when I tried the Rift, it was a platformer, and the view was basically a top view, like if you were in a helicopter following the character. That's an instant motion sickness thing. When I saw Mike play the Until Dawn, I was like, I can't do that. It's like, it's a motion. You're in a car. There's stuff moving. When you played the Beat game, it's like a little thing on rails and it goes forward and it jumps. And I was just like, nope, that's not going to happen. So even when I played the Batman game, when you hit, the way it works is like it's a first person view, and how you move is just like you look at an area and then you press on a button and it kind of like ports you.
Jumps fast, yeah.
And that every time I ported somewhere, I changed my point of view. I was just like, whoa.
Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't get sick.
No,
thank you.
Because she would have been cleaning that up.
actually, I've lived with nausea all my life. It's to a point where I can take a lot of nausea.
Oh, there you go.
Get sick.
Nice.
But when I wanted to finish the game and I wanted to see what was my limit. And after I finished the game, like towards the end, like when the walls close on you, I don't want to spoil it, but like you get into a really tight space and it's Batman. He's just following the Joker and trying to catch him. And it's just like, when it finishes and you just get like the black screen with the credits, I was just like, okay. I was on the verge of like, I was standing up playing this and my knees were starting to give in, just like, we don't know where the ground is anymore. So that's why I was like, I don't know if you remember, I was like, I need to get out of here. I was just like, I'm done. And I was taking it off and you were like, take it off slowly. I was like, no, I need to know where the ground is because I'm going down.
No, take it off slowly because you can get velocitized.
Yes, but I was already so bad, man.
Yeah, you just
I was already losing where the ground was. So yeah, I think it wasn't as quick because when I tried, like I said, the Rift, it was a very, very prototype thing. Even when we tried the PSVR, it was already a step better. This demo of PSVR is even better and it's great. But that's where I see where seeing a full-fledged VR unit, something that's as polished as this headset and still having to gauge the limit of my body just confirms that I will never get to enjoy VR. Ever.
That's too bad. Some other things that I noted during my experience, the perfect viewing space is not necessarily a living room where my couch is, and I don't even have a very big living room at all. My couch was borderline the edge of the game space. So I was playing some stuff and getting kind of motion sickness in that I had to sit like so far forward on the chair to get it to work. There's one game that's like a soccer heading game, which I became a wizard at today when I set up my space correctly. But when I played it the first time, it was just making myself sick. Another note, on the inside where the lenses are, where your eyes go, that's always dirty. We're forever wiping that down. So maybe I understand why they're there and they have to be that close. A little cloth, eyeglass cloth in the box wouldn't go
like
straight.
a little microfiber, little towel would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Cleaning instructions at the very least.
Yeah, exactly. We've got people in chat already saying Craig's got hashtag PSVR hinge it.
That's right.
And, Bloodswords88 saying PS Move Plus, start this movement. Yeah, that's kind of hilarious. Okay, last bit then I guess is things we love. I have to say, it's VR in your house.
Yeah.
First go.
Yeah, you don't have to go to some Fan Expo to try it.
No, and you don't need like it's
here.
not cheap, but it's like not ridiculously cheap. It's a decent price. It works pretty well. The experience is immersive, and it's presenting a pretty new idea and concepts for gaming.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of. Can you really say there's any game that's been on the PS4, Xbox One, Wii U right now that you couldn't play on the previous generation? Not really. VR is the only thing that we can really get at now that is completely different. Kat, anything you really liked about the unit?
Well, it looked plug and play. Like I
Yeah.
didn't set up, but you were like, yeah, it's a lot of wires, but once you get the diagram, you plug it in, then you launch a game, put it on your face, and boom, you play.
Yeah.
So I was pretty impressed by how easy it was, but I guess that's a big up for. That's always been one of the advantage of consoles, of it being very plug, play, download something huge, and
It
then
works.
you play.
Yeah,
But
no drivers.
no, nothing. So like I was impressed that you're like, yeah, just kind of take this converter, plug, boop. Okay, let's go VR. Woo! I was just like, okay, that is
cool.
not like, did I get the right driver? Reboot, whatever. My cat stepped on my button again. Fuck.
Mm.
That was my experience trying to plug the latest
Yeah.
on my computer.
It was very easy. Obviously, I was super gentle with it to start, but then I think I realized that it's actually a pretty durable piece of gear compared to what it could be. It looks sleek. I actually have no problem with the comfort. I find it fits my head really well. Mind you, I played it the most out of everybody.
But does it blend?
No, we're not going to
kidding.
blend it. I have to give it back to PlayStation.
I'm kidding.
Um,
I'm kidding. One thing I
That will
really like
happen.
about it is
Yeah.
how you can plug in and get the whole 3D sound.
yes.
That was super cool. Putting the headphones on and turning my head and having it fade out of one earphone and then have it go louder in the other. Really, really cool.
Very immersive in that sense.
Yeah.
I actually saw an article today. I forget where it was. I'll dig it up and put in after. And it was how, at the very least, even if VR fails, it's done so much for audio design, like audio technology with like the 3D.
Yeah.
Or like that even if VR like goes on the back burner for a couple of years while it gets better, 3D audio is not going anywhere.
No, and it's really cool. It's so cool.
Yeah. I love
So
the 3D
cool.
audio.
I
It's
love-
really cool. Everybody was, and the most thing that people were talking about were the fact that like you couldn't use wireless headphones with it. Well, you're already tethered with this thing anyway.
This isn't
and-
the Apple iPhone, folks. Come on.
But yeah, like everybody's complaining about, this little piece right here, this dongle and how it connects to the headset. I actually didn't mind it that much at all. It's kind of like plug it in, you forget. You forget, except for the time maybe you turn a little bit and you feel the cable. That's it. I think it's a half decent solution.
Before I even tried playing this, I thought the headphones were going to plug actually into
Me
the headset
too.
itself. Yeah, but they didn't.
No,
But
plugs into
having
the side.
them right here is, I don't find it's not a big
Yeah, and this has
Nothing.
also this little piece here that also your headphones plug into, has the power for the unit, has a mute button for if you're in game chat is going on, and has volume control, and it's all touch sensitive, so you can just grab this, you know exactly where your fingers
It's
are.
really
what you
cool
gotta turn off.
because the actual buttons on it are raised up. Like they go from low, higher, higher, and higher, which I
Yeah.
thought was really, really cool.
So you know exactly where your fingers are because you can't see. Because you got this thing on your face.
Yeah. Hashtag no hinge.
No, hinge it.
Oh, hinge it. Sorry.
PSVR hinge it.
Sorry. That's a long hashtag.
But
but
you
I
need
still
to
like
know
it.
what it's for.
I still like it. Yeah.
All right, there you
Sure.
go. Oh my. And last but not least, I think it's way more immersive than the Wii U with its motion controls. I think
I agree.
the noobs got that
100%.
figured out.
Yeah. That
but
little
yeah.
bar just doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, the
for
bar
me.
doesn't do it.
Yeah. But I think this is a big step forward. I think to have a VR that could be at your house for the price tag, if you can afford it, get one. They're great.
Yeah, I know a bunch of friends that picked one up, and I think the beauty of it is that those friends will have it in their house. They'll be like, "Hey, you gotta try this." I mean, the games that are out right now, except for the random few, like they feel like demos, and that's expected. Like you got to get like that first. When we're working in design, Kat, I don't know if you feel this way, but sometimes you just got to get an idea out there, get it off your chest because it might suck. You just got to get it out.
Yeah,
and then move on to something else. If not, you dwell on it too much.
Exactly.
Like that Batman game wasn't an action game. It was a puzzle solving game.
It was.
I would play like in increments of 30 minutes so that I don't like actually collapse on your floor. I would play a whole Batman game like that is just like puzzle solving and figure out what the fuck happened, and just like instead of throwing batarangs to like not dies, throw batarangs to puzzle solve. I was just like, I'm sold on that one. In increments of 30 minutes with at least 2 days in between.
Yeah.
I gotta say, life in VR is very promising right now.
It's really cool. I'm excited for the future. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah. And I think that pretty much wraps up our conversation about PSVR.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I liked it.
All that to say that now I'm extremely curious about the Xbox VR.
Yes, that's true. You mean the HoloLens?
The HoloLens. Is it VR or just AR?
It's AR, yeah.
What's AR?
Augmented reality. Meaning you can still see everything that's happening, but you look through it. So, you know Pokemon Go, when you had the camera going and the Pokemon was there?
Yeah.
That's augmented reality. Virtual reality is when it brings you into another world.
Okay.
So maybe that one's going to be better for me if I can see around and then it just overlays stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm understanding is that it'll be like a platform if you're playing like Minecraft and you're building stuff, like you'll have the map laid out like something like a hologram.
So does that mean that there's a camera built into the headset itself?
I believe so. They haven't really shown a whole lot except for like demos at events where we can't really see. It's like, what?
I gotta give a shout out to Craig. $20 says Xbox has a hinged headset. That's great. That's great.
All right, to wrap up the show, before I let everybody give their social media handles and all that kind of stuff, especially so you can track down what Mike's up to and the Sneaker Podcast. We've got a party happening on Saturday because GOG's turning 5 on Thursday. Can you believe this, Kat? We've been at this for 5 years.
5 years.
Wow. But yeah, we're going to go have a party. We're not broadcasting or doing anything like that because we want to celebrate, and that involves drinking, and you don't drink at Twitch unless Twitch is being difficult and we're podcasting and we have to have shots. Yeah. But anyways, if you were in the Montreal area, we would really love to see you. 9 p.m. Saturday at Meltdown Bar here in Montreal, Saint Denis, just above Ontario. We've got the team going. We're gonna have
I'll
cake.
Be there.
Mike's gonna be there. We're gonna have special drinks.
Sneaker Podcast crew's gonna be there
Sneaker
too.
Podcast crew's gonna be there. We've got giveaways. So we started announcing the giveaways. First one we announced was 2 VIP passes to Northern Arena, which is happening the 13th of November. Gonna be sick. Can't wait for that. It's good. VIP passes are gonna be dope. The next thing that we just announced today was a headset from Triton. I don't know which one it is. It's not Nakama. Here it is. We even got it here. See, it's here. Our friends at Mad Cats, who sponsor us, also provided some pricing. So we got some cool stuff there. We got other really cool stuff. Something coming out every day.
Think big.
Yeah, think big. So we got some really dope stuff coming out. So you got to stay tuned to our social media and the events, the Facebook event that we have set up for it. So yeah, go check that out. And we'd love to see you there. But we know not everybody can be at the event on Saturday. So Thursday is our actual birthday. That's the 20th of October. We're going to be doing some giveaways online because we love you folks that check us out all the time and are not in the Montreal area. So stay tuned for that. Right? Yeah.
I can't wait. It's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be fun. As always, thank you to Fun.io who does our wonderful VPS hosting. Why can I not say that now? It's because I've been talking all afternoon.
It's because Northern Arena, you got VIP on the break.
I know, I got
That's
VIP.
right.
Very important person. Yeah. Stream schedule. Light streams team this week. I think we're only doing 4. Maybe Voice of God can come in. I don't remember.
Yeah, we have tomorrow is Catalyst.
Yes.
Wednesday is Alice. Thursday is Sarah. So I have an upgraded graphics, and Friday is me. So.
Yay! So yeah, it's gonna be a good week. So it's not a light week; it's a full-on normal week. Of course, go check out the website. We've got a bunch of reviews up, including Gears of War 4. We've got Paper Mario Color Splash. The VR headset's coming up really soon. Kat and I are working on something that we filmed yesterday. That's coming soon, but you'll see that soon.
Gears of War 4 came out with a console, didn't it?
You did.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it did. It came out with a console.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I like how they do the branding.
Yeah, don't you like when they make the limited edition consoles? Speaking of limited edition consoles, I love that PlayStation Destiny one, the white one. Have you seen that with the laser cut in it?
I think I did.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get one?
We already got one. Now we
So?
need to get PS4 Pro.
We also had an Xbox too, but now we have two.
Now we have two. We had a game together. So yeah, go check out girlsongames.ca for all that good stuff. So thank you very much, Kat. If people want to check you out, how can they follow you on all the social medias?
I am CSDESBINS on everything. Steam, PSN, Xbox, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram for stupid shit.
Thank you very much to the voice of God who is up there producing our podcast. His
my pleasure.
GOG Simon M, right?
Yes, GOG Simon M. And if you want to add me on PS4 to play Destiny, it's SIMMARC42.
Nice. Mike, thank you for
problem.
coming and being my
enjoyed this.
guinea pig.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun. I love doing the podcast thing, so
yeah,
I had a good time.
How can everybody find out about what you do?
I'm on social media as On Air with Mike D, at On Air with Mike D, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you follow the Sneaker Podcast on Instagram and on Twitter. It's the Sneaker Pod. We launch an episode every week, weekly, 10 a.m., Saturday mornings. Go check it out on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play. All of that good stuff. We're doing some really cool things.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll see you in like a few minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, we go play more VR. I'm Leah Jewar and everything, but of course you want to follow all the stuff that's happening with Girls on Games, and you could track us down on Twitter, the Girls on Games, Instagram, Girls on Games. We're on Facebook, Girls on Games, but you know all this stuff. Just go on the website, girlsongames.ca, and we'll see you next Monday. All right. Thanks, everybody. Let's go get into the Matrix again. Dun, 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 dun. He's ready.